वागीशाद्याः सुवासः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्याः स्युः तं नमामि गजाननम्। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। वाल्मीकिमुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। योगिनं विश्वनाथाख्यम् अस्मत्तातस्वरूपिणम् आत्मलाभात् परं लाभं वक्तारं न कदाचन। गीतार्थग्रन्थकर्तारं श्रीगुरुं प्रणमाम्यहं। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मे वाचं धृतिं बुद्धिं प्रचोदयात्। ॐ नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च वो नमः। My friends, this is Sanatana Dharma session number 19. We are doing the Aditya Hridayam portion, the second talk in this second and final talk. Aditya Hridayam 2 of 2. Last time, of course, we had come to the last stage of our confrontation with Ahankara. Ravana is Ahankara personified. Even for Rama, it was no easy task to have the direct confrontation with Ahankara. For this direct confrontation, we need to be aware of our own real nature. What is our real nature? Our real nature is Satchidananda. Sat, Chit, Anandam. That is Brahman. Brahman's power can be spoken in two ways. One is known as Parashakti. The other is Aparashakti. Parashakti is Supreme Shakti. Aparashakti is not so Supreme Shakti. This Parashakti, its innate nature is nothing but Jnana. It is also known as Vidya, knowledge. It is also known as Chit Shakti, absolute consciousness. The manifestation of this is the duo of Jiva and Ishvara. Gita calls it Purusha or Kshetrajna. Anyway, these are technical names. So you hold on to Parashakti or Chit Shakti. The other power of Brahman is Aparashakti. That is, its nature is inert. It is inert. Parashakti is conscious. It is Jnana. This is insentient. The other power, that is the Aparashakti, its nature is inert. It is also known as Prakriti, which is the cosmos, cosmic nature. Avyaktam, the unmanifest, it's not seen. Its manifestation you know only in the other ways. You cannot see it as it is. Avyaktam. Avidya, it's also called by ignorance, and Maya certainly, which is an untranslatable magic word. This, of course, this Aparashakti, this Prakriti, is what gives rise to the 5 fundamental elements and therefore the entire universe. This Avyaktam, this unmanifest Aparashakti, in its equilibrium stage. What is the equilibrium stage? It has 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. It's only subtle things. You don't identify it with something that you know. These 3 gunas are equally poised in the equilibrium stage of Avyaktam. That is called Gunasamyam. So at that time, that is one with Chit Shakti, consciousness. There is no vikara, there is no transformation. This Chit Shakti, when the 3 gunas are equally poised in the equilibrium stage, is known as the Pararupa of Brahman. It is nothing but the Nirguna Brahman of Advaita. It is to be realized and known. You cannot see it, you cannot talk about it, there is no name and form. Nirguna Brahman. Attributeless consciousness. But when the absolute consciousness is associated with the Sattva dominated Prakriti, Avyaktam, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas were equally poised. But when the absolute consciousness is associated, we think of the association. The associated with the Sattva dominated Avyaktam, that is the Prakriti, that is called the Apara Rupa of Brahman. Brahman therefore has two Rupas from our point of view. Right? It is also known as Saguna Brahman. This is the Ishvara. This Saguna Brahman is Ishvara. What is this Saguna Brahman? The Chit Shakti associated with the Sattva dominated Prakriti. That is Ishvara. The Ishvara has got infinite qualities. In fact, it is the God of all religions. It is to be worshipped. It is to be meditated on. This is what shines in our Hridaya Akasha. Hridaya Akasha, the space, the heart space. It shines with the light of 1,000 suns, so the scriptures say. This is the Aditya that we propitiate every day. The Vedas mention this Aditya as residing in our Hridaya Akasha. Asavadityo Brahmaiva Aham Asmi. Aso Adityaha. This Aditya, this sun, is nothing but the Brahman. I am that Brahman. Aso Adityaha Brahmaiva Aham Asmi. The scriptures, particularly the Taittiriya Upanishad, talks very majestically in beautiful language about this Aditya, the Brahman, the absolute Brahman, residing in the Hridaya Akasha. Follow me carefully. So I am now going to quote from Taittiriya Upanishad. Saya esho antar Hridaya Akasha tasminnayam purusho manomayah amruto hiranmayah antarena taluke ya eshastanayiva valambate se indrayonihim yatra sauke shanto vivartate vyapohya shirshakapale. It goes on like this. What is the meaning of this? Antar Hridaya Akasha, that in this bright space within the heart, Antar Hridaya Akasha, Tasmin, there, I am Purushaha, Manomayaha, he is the soul of thought form, Manomayaha, of thought form, Amritaha, Hiranmayaha, Amritaha, undying, Hiranmayaha, full of light, Antarena Taluke. Taluka are the two pillars in the throat on the sides. In between the throat's two pillars, there hangs down like a limple. Antarena Taluke ya esha sthana jiva valambate ya eshaha sthana jiva avalambate. What hangs like a nipple in the cavity between the two pillars of the throat, that is the gateway to the Supreme Lord. Say Indra Yonihi, Sa Indra Yonihi. Indra Yonihi means gateway to the Supreme Lord. Indra here refers to the Lord. Say Indra Yonihi, Yatra Sauke Shanto Vivartate, Yatra Asau Asau Keshanto Vivartate. This passes out The gateway to the Supreme Lord, I told you, this passes out, this path passes out at the end of the crown, where the root of the hair is made to part. The root is above, hair is below. The root of the hair is made to part, opening the skull in the center. Yatra sauke shanto vivartate vyapohya jirshakapale. This is a very difficult passage in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Elaborate commentaries are there, but I have told you very simply a direct English translation of that. The whole point is, in this Hridaya Akasha, space within the heart, Aditya as Parabrahman resides. So the Aditya Hridaya Stotra propitiates this Aditya. Remember, Aditya means the sun. What we are worshipping is not the physical sun that is visible, but the one Aditya who is residing, as I told you just now, Saya Esho Antar Hridaya Akasha. So that who resides in our Hridaya Akasha, that is why this sutra is called Aditya Hridayam. Aditya Hridayam. Aditya resides in our Hridaya Akasha. Saya Esho Antar Hridaya Akasha. The majestic declaration of the Upanishads. Who can tell you that the Parabrahman is located there? Only the Upanishads can tell you. Believe it or not, of course. If you don't believe it, then you are not going to be anywhere near the spiritual ascent. Sir, why only believing? Then how do I experiment? This is the question that common, ordinary man is asking. You are not supposed to ask that question. You are halfway up the ladder. Now, you have to trust the Upanishads. That is the meaning of Shraddha. So he resides in our Hridaya Akasha. That is why this stotra gets the name Aditya Hridayam. Remember, Creator Brahma, let us go back to Ramayana story. Creator Brahma himself granted Ravana our Ahankara. Ravana is nothing but our Ahankara. He gave him lots of powers. This Ahankara has tremendous powers, you and I know this. We need to propitiate this Aditya in order to confront this Ahankara. Rama was asked to do this propitiation to confront Ravana on the battlefield on that last day. So we need to propitiate this Aditya residing in our Hridaya Akasha. This propitiation is what is done in the Aditya Hridaya Stotra from Shloka 7 to Shloka 24. 18 slokas. 18 slokas. Beautiful. Very difficult. Not that I know all the meaning of that. I am going to tell you what I understand. There are so many other things which I do not understand. I am not telling you. Because as a teacher, all my life, I have always been in the habit of telling people only what I understand. If I don't understand something, I am not talking about it. I will keep on searching for it. That's a different thing. So then, the shlokas from 18 shlokas, when we get the meaning of the words in these 18 shlokas, many of them fit both with the absolute Brahman and the sun god. Not all of them fit both, but many of them. Sarvade, I am starting with shloka 7. I am going to recite each shloka and give you the meaning as far as I can. Most of my meaning will be tilted towards the Vedantic viewpoint, the Adhyatmic viewpoint. There are three things: Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. All three properties of the sun god come here. But we are going to emphasize the Adhyatmic part. The other part also I will be mentioning as I go along. So the first shloka, 7, shloka number 7. Esha deva yes sarvadevatmako hyeshakha Tejasvi Rashmi Bhavanam Evsha Deva Suraganan Lokan Pati Gabastibhi. Simple meaning. Sarva Devatmako Sheshaha. This, he is the soul of all devas, all divines. Tejasvi, he has got great excellence, in terms of brilliance. Rashmi Bhavanaha, his rays light everything. Yesha Deva Suraganan Lokan Pati Gavastibihi, he protects everything. Why is it said so? He is the Upadana Karana for everything, and so for all the divines. Remember, now we are talking about the Adhyatmic property of Sun God. We are not talking about, first of all I told you, we are not talking about the physical Sun. Now I am telling you, I am not even talking about the so-called Sun God. You may imagine the Sun God in any way you like. We are talking of Brahman. He is the Upadana Karana, material cause for everything, and so for all the divines. Therefore he is Sarvada Evatmako Hyeshagam. For all the divines, he is the soul. Yeshade Sarvada Evatmako Hyeshaga Tejasvi Rashmi Bhavanaham. He is expert in lighting up everything. Of course the sun. But now we are talking of the Brahman. Without Brahman, you see, you cannot say I. The consciousness. Tejasvi, one who has got Tejas. Tejas means brilliance. Sarva Bhasana Samartha Tejo Yukta. Sarva Bhasana Samartha. I am reading the commentary from Govindaraja's commentary on Ramayana. He spends a lot of time in this portion of Aditya Hridayam. Sarva Bhasana Samartha Tejo Yuktaha. Sarva Bhasana, everything shines. For the shining of everything, he is expert. By his rays of wisdom, he gives existence to everything. Now I am talking about the Absolute Brahman. Always I will be talking about the Absolute Brahman. When I am talking about the Sun God, you will understand it yourself. That is a lower level of interpretation. The higher level of interpretation is the Adhyatmic interpretation. Wherever is possible, I will give you the Adhyatmic interpretation. Many times I may not know, or I may not understand. If I don't understand, I don't tell you. Tejasvi Sarva Bhasana Samartha Tejo Yukta. By his rays of wisdom, he gives existence to everything. Rashmi Bhavanaha, reflector of rays. Jnana Rashmi Bihi Sarvam Vastujatam Bhavayati Iti. There is a shloka in Dakshinamurti Ashtakam, 4th shloka. Nana Chitrakatodharastita Mahadipa Prabhavaswaram Jnanam Yasyasu Chakshurati Karanadvara Bahispandate. Inside there is the consciousness. Janami Titameva Bhantam Anubhad. I understand this. I understand that building. I see that building. That building exists before me. There is a tree. There is a mountain. Who is saying this? Who is understanding? Janami Titameva Bhantam. It is lighting up. Its existence is shining because of the consciousness in us. So Janamiti Tameva Bhantam Anuva. He is shining. Therefore we say, I know this. I recognize this. So Jnana Rashmi, that ray of wisdom, right? Jnana Rashmi Sarvam Vastu Jatam Bhavayati. By the Jnana Rashmi, every Vastu, every material object is understood. That is Rashmi Bhavanaha. Rashmi Bhavanaha, elementary meaning, reflector of rays. Sun reflects. There is, when you can understand it from your scientific mind. By here, that is, the Gita says, Yata Prakashayatyekaha Krishnam Lokamimam Ravihi Kshetram Kshetri Tata Krishnam Prakashayati Bharata. Gita. Just as the sun lights up the entire world, Krishnam Lokamimam Ravihi Kshetram Kshetri, this field, this world of objects, Kshetri, the resident in me, I, Kshetri, Tata Krishnam Prakashayati Bharata. It is the Kshetri, the resident in the body. He is the one who lights up everything. In fact, the Lord also repeats it many times. Mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sachadacharam. It is by my order, by my arrangement, by my supervision. Prakriti, the nature, gets everything. Suyate sachadacharam. So endowed with that brilliance which lights up everything. That is the meaning of Rashmi Bhavanaha. Sarvadevatmako hyeshaha tejasvi Rashmi Bhavanaha yesha devasuraganane lokan patigavastibihi. Let us go to the next sloka. Sloka number 8. Yesha Brahma cha Vishnuscha Shivaskanda Prajapatihim Mahendro Dhanadha Kalo Yamasomo Hyapampatihi. He is Brahma, he is Vishnu, he is Shiva, he is Skanda, he is Prajapati, he is Mahendra, Indra, he is Dhanada, Kubera, he is Kala, Yamaha, Somaha, Hyapampatihi, Varuna. Who is this? The sun god is all this. Why? Because he is Brahman. That's the point. This shloka, definitely, this is a vindication of the fact that we are talking of the absolute reality and not about either the visible sun or the sun god. We are going beyond that. That is the principle, that is the fundamental thing of Aditya Hridaya Stotra. This is what Agastya is telling Rama. Hey, you are the one. Though he does not use those words, he is reminding him. Smaraye natu shikshaye. I am not teaching you, I am reminding you. Yesha Brahma cha Vishnucha. So he uses the artifice of the sun god, sun, to tell Rama that Yesha Brahma cha Vishnucha Shivaskanda Prajapati. You are everything. Some translators are not able to digest this fact that he is Brahman. There is only one thing, that is Advaitam. So translators who are not very sure of Advaitam, they say he is like Brahma, he is like Vishnu, he is like Shiva. Where is the like here? There is no like in the shloka. Yesha Brahma cha Vishnuscha Shivaskanda Prajapatihim Mahendro Dhanadha Kalo Yamasomo Hyapampatihim. Even, for example, you can go on getting the meanings properly. Dhanadaha means Kuberam. Dhanam dadati. He gives wealth. But what is that dhana? So when you really think of it as Brahman, dhanam dadati, what is the dhanam? What is the wealth? What is the great thing he is giving us? Chaitanyam dadati, dhanam chaitanyam dadati, iti dhanadaha. This is the Vedantic meaning. This is the Adhyatmic meaning. So the shloka looks Adidaivika. See, he is equated to all gods. So Adidaivika, property of sun god. But the Vedantic meaning is, he is Brahman, absolute Brahman is what we are propitiating here. And certainly he is Brahma cha Vishnuscha Shivascha. Sa Brahma sa Shiva sa Kadisendras Sakshara Paramaswarat. Narayana Sutra. He is the Brahma, he is the Shiva, he is the Akshara imperishable, so on. Next shloka, number 9. Pitaro vasavassadhya yasvino maruto manuhu vayurvanne praja prana ritakarta prabhakara. Goes in the same strain. Pitaraha, all Pitris. Kya baat hai? What is the Pitru business here? Sarvesham bija pradaha. He is the one who gives the seed, who plants the seed, from which all of us grow. Mamayo nirmahad brahma taspin garbham dadamyaham Gita. Everything is from my seed. Sarvayo nishakaunteya. So he says that. Aham bija pradapita. I am the one who gives the bija, seed. So he is Pitaraham. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam. I am the bija of everything. He repeats it so many times. So Pitaraha, Vasavaha, Sadhya, Ashwino, these are all names of different divines. So in the same strain it goes. Aditya, 10 shloka number 10. I will go slow when I come to difficult shlokas. Aditya Savita Surjagam Khagapusha Gavastiman Suvarna Sadrisho Bhanuhu Hiranyareta or Swarnareta. Swarnareta Divakaraha. I am the Aditya, I am the Savita, he is the Aditya, Savita, Suryaha, Khagaha. Khagaha means one who travels in the Akasha. Kham means Akasha. Pusha Gabastiman Suvarna Sadrisho Bhanu Hiranyareta Divakaraham. One from which Aditya himself means Yasmat Sarvam Adatte Etasmat Aditya. He one from which everything started. Even in your scientific understanding, from Aditya everything started. But I am not getting into the scientific meaning here. Savita, Savita, Sarvasya Jagataga Prasavita, Prasavita. From him is born the entire universe. Savita. Suryaha, Suryaha, sun of course. Sute Sarvam iti Suryaha. Sute means begets. He begets everything. The Brahman. So you see, unless you understand it from the Brahman point of view, unless you understand Aditya Hridayam as a propitiation of the absolute Brahman, things will not fit into place. Khagaha, come means Paramakasham. Where is the Paramakasham? Absolute space, Hridayakasham. Gachati. So he goes into my Hridayakasha. Khagaha, Gaha, Gachati. Kam Gachati iti Khagaha. Ordinary meaning bird. Surya also is a bird, he travels in space. These are very elementary. But look at this meaning. Kam Paramakasham Hridayakasham Gachati iti. He enters my Hridayakasha. Saya Esho Untar Hridaya Akasha. Just now I quoted to you from Taittiriya Upanishad. And how does he go into Tadeva Nupravishat Tat Srishtva? You see, he created it and he entered it. Entered is a bad English word. There is no equivalent meaning of Anupravishyam. He became immanent. Antaryami dwara vyapnoti. He entered my Hridayakasham means Antaryami dwara. He is immanent there. He became immanent there. He is immanent there. So that is the meaning of Anupravesha. Anupravesha is a terrific Upanishadic word. Well, we go to next sloka, number 11. Haridashvasahasrarchi Sapta Saptir Marichiman Timiron Mathana Shambhu Tvashta Martanda Amshuman. I told you that there are three properties: Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, and Adi Adhyatma. Adhyatma is absolute, about its Vedantic meaning. Adi Daivika is just equating it with the divines, divine powers or whatever. Adi Bhautika means physical, pertaining to the physical. So here comes Haridashvasahasrarchihi, Sapta Sahasrarchihi, infinite number of rays. Haridashvaha, green horse. Sapta Saptihi, underline the word Sapta Saptihi. We are going to spend some time on this. Sapta Saptihi. He has 7 horses yoked to his chariot. Surya, standard description. He shines with brilliant light, having infinite rays. Marichiman. He is the destroyer of darkness. Timiron Mathana. He is the giver of happiness and prosperity. Shambhu. Shamdadati. He is the mitigator of sufferings and is the infuser of life. Tvashta Marthanda Amshuman. He is the omnipresent one who pervades all with immeasurable amount of rays. Sahasrarchi, immeasurable rays. Now look, he has a horse by name Sapta. Therefore Sapta Saptihi. But having a chariot with this name, he is called Sapta Sapti. But this name is given to Kalki Avatara at the end of the Kali Yuga. He riding this horse. Sapta Sapti stands for Kalki. Here is therefore an indication of Kalki Avatar. We are talking of the absolute Brahman. Some avatars are being spoken, just hinted. By the way, Sapta, number 7, is significantly denoted in any talk about the sun god. 7 colors, you know that. 7 horses of his chariot, we just now spoke about it. Chariot of 7 chandas. The chariot has 7 horses. These 7 horses stand for 7 chandas. We are talking of the Adi Bhautik properties, the physical properties of the sun god, if you want to think of the sun god as this. Chariot of 7 chandas. Gayatri, Jagati, Ushnuki, Trishtup, Anushtup, Pankti, Brihati. These are names of 7 chandas. Technical, leave it. 7 service personnel for him. What are the 7 service personnel? Very interesting. Nakshatras, fortnights, Paksha. Nakshatras, Paksha, fortnight. Masa, months. Ritu, seasons. Varsha, years. Ahaha, days. Ratri, night. Nakshatra, fortnight, month, season, year, day, night. Everything happens because of the sun. The sun tells you that he is there by the movement of these things. There is a Surya Namaskara Prashna. I talked about it in the solar energy lecture in this series. In Surya Namaskara Prashna, Anuvaka 14th major Anuvaka, we have prayers to these 7 personnel. Just now I told you. Nakshatra, fortnight, month, season, year, day, night. It contains prayers to the 7 personnel to protect us from Akala Marana. Mame prajaya ma pashunam ma mama pranena nadayo. It's a beautiful passage. Yosau tapannudeti Sasarvesham bhutanam prananadayo deti. He rises. When he rises, we do not realize that every time when he rises, he is already taking away that part of our life from us. Sasarvesham, not only us, every being. Sasarvesham bhutanam prananadayo deti. Pranan adaya udeti. Sarvesham bhutanam. I am reading from the Aruna Prashna, the first chapter of the Taittiriya Aranyaka. It's a beautiful chapter. I have talked about it in solar energy talk. So he continues there. Sasarvesham bhutanam prananadayo deti. Mame prajaya ma pashunam mamama pranayana nadayo lagam. Do not give any akala marana to me, nor to my cattle. Ma pashuna, ma mama pranana adayo laga. Don't, when you rise, do not take away my life. Again, the same thing, when he sets or sun sets also. Asavyo ostameti sasarvesham bhutanam prananadayastameti. You know, in the Yajurveda, they are not tired of repetitions. They will not tell you in simple one sentence, every time when he rises and sets, he takes your life and goes back. No, he describes that. He rises, he takes your thing, so I don't, let me pray that neither me nor my cattle be affected by this. Again, when he sets, let me pray, he will let him not take my life or my cattle. Mame prajaya ma pashunam. It goes on like that. So these 7 service personnel comes there for everything. the same sentence goes there. It's a kind of a repetition. 3 paragraphs are there. Nakshatras, fortnights, months, seasons, years, days, nights. He says, Amuni nakshatrani. These are nakshatras. Ime masa ascha ardhamasaha masaha ardhamasaha. Masa, month, ardhamasaha, fortnight. Then ima ritavaha, then ritus. Then ayagam samvatsaraha, then year. Then idamaha, then day. Then yagam ratrihi, then night. For everything he repeats this. Mame em prajaya mapachonam mamama prananadayo laga, like that. Right? Anyway, these 7 service personnel. So that 7 comes there. Right? Tvashta Timiron Masana Shambhu Tvashta Martanda Amshumun. Tvashta means maker of divine implements. It indicates Parashurama avatar. He has the axe, because Parashu means axe. So that is shloka number 11. Now we go to shloka number 12. Hiranyagarbha shishiraha tapano bhaskaro ravihim agnigarбhodite putraha shankashishiranasanagam. Shishiraha, one who makes cold by rain produced by him. Tapatraya taptanam vishramasthanat shishiraha. Sun god, we are talking about the sun god and telling that he is shishiraha, he is cold. Why? Tapatraya taptanam. There are 3 types of suffering. Adi bhautika suffering, Adi daivika suffering, Adhyatmik suffering for all of us. By these sufferings we are tired. Vishrama sthanatvat. So when we pray to him, when we think of him, when we propitiate him, he is a solace to us. That solace, that is Shishiraha. So Hiranyagarbha Shishiraha Tapano Bhaskaro Ravi Tapanaha. He heats Tapamyakam Aham Varsham, says the Lord in the Gita. Agnigarбhodite putra Bhaskaro Ravihi Bhaskaraha Bhasaha Karoti iti Bhaskaraha. One that makes the light. Absolute Brahman. Shankhaha, Shankhaha. Sham. Kam. Shamcha. Kamcha. Shankhaha. Paramatmananda. Paramananda Gaganatma. You see, Kam is Akasha, Sham is Sukha. So, in this Gaganatma, this soul residing in space, which space? Hridayakasha. He is Paramananda. He is Sham. Bliss. Then next sloka. Yomanathas samobedi Rigyajos samaparakah Khanavristirapam mitro Vindyavidhi plavangamaha. Vyomanathaha Akasha Karta. He is the one who made space, Lord of the cosmos. So now you can see that we are referring to Brahman, Lord of the cosmos. Rigyajus samaparagaha. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, he has seen the other shore of this paragaha. He has gone to. So it simply means he is an expert. But this seems to be a very mundane meaning. Look at this meaning. Rigadinam paraha, paraha. All the Vedas have a destination on the other side. If we go through the ocean of these Vedas, the other side, there is the Upanishad. Tat Upanishad, Tad Gataha, Tad Eka Pratipadyaha. There is the Upanishad at the other end of these Vedas. And what is that? What does that Veda say? Sarve Vedayat Padamamananti. It says of only one thing, Brahman, Om. So, Rigyajus Samaparagaha denotes that absolute Brahman, which is the one ultimate teaching of Rigyajus Sama, etc. Vindyavidhi Plavangamaha. Vindyavidhi is Sushumna Nadi. Vindyavidhi Plavangamaha is the sun goes very fast in the space, path of the space, but the inner meaning. Vindyavidhi is Sushumna Nadi. He sports in Brahmanadi. We are talking about himself Brahman, Kundalini Shakti. He goes on his course swiftly. Plavangama is one who travels very fast. The Kundalini Shakti travels fast and upward on the Sushumna Nadi if properly aroused. The Supreme is the one who does this. Vindyavidhi Plavangamaham Atapi Mandali Mrityuhu. Next sloka 14. Atapi Mandali Mrityuhu Pingala Sarvatapanaham Kavir Vishwo Mahateja Rakta Sarvabodbhavaham. Atapi. Ordinary meaning simply blazer of heat with his rays. But look at the Vedantic meaning, Adhyatmic meaning. Samantat, everywhere. Tapaha. Tapaha means Jagan Nirmana Sankalpa, a determination, Sankalpa, to create this world. He has that. Therefore Atapi. Pingala means yellow color, ordinary meaning. Pingala Nadi corresponds to the right side of the Sushumna Nadi. Ida, Pingala. Ida is on the left side, Pingala is on the right side. It stands for solar energy. The Ida Nadi stands for the moon energy. Right? So, the solar energy, this is the one which activates all the vital processes. So, Pingala Nadi, it arouses the Karma Marga Pravartakaha. Pingala Nadi Pravartanena Karma Marga Pravartakaha. He is the one who activates the Karma Marga. Kavir Vishwo Mahateja Vishwaha Vishati iti Vishwam enters. Sarvatra Pravishtatvat Jnana Rupatvat Vishwaha. He enters the Vishwam, therefore Vishwaha. Right? Vishati iti Vishwam, he enters. But he enters by the Antaryami principle, Jnana Rupatvat, by the wisdom, by the Jnana, by means of by the form, as Jnana he enters. Vishwameva idam purushas tat vishwam upajivati. Upanishad. Vishwameva idam purushaha. This Vishwa itself is the Purushaha. Sarva bhavodbhavaha in Shloka 14. Sarvesham bhavaha samsaraha yasmat. Sarva bhavodbhavaha. Sarva bhava udbhavaha. Sarva everything. Bhava samsara. Udbhavaha. He, all the samsara, all the transmigration, all this cycle starts from him. Sarvesham bhavaha samsaraha yasmat udbhavati. Every transmigration cycle arises from him. Now start Shloka 15. Shloka 15 to Shloka 21. 7 shlokas. 15 to 21. Mark them. 3 star. They are supposed to have mantra value. Don't ask me for where they get the mantras, etc. This is what all the commentators say. I cannot tell you more about it. But let us see the shlokas. Probably we ourselves will have some intuition to understand. Nakshatra grahataranam adhipo vishwabhavanam tejasam vitejasvi dvadashatman namostute. In these 7 shlokas, the word namaha will come very often. Prostration. Prostration, you see. Namayityupasita, tannamayityupasita, ramyante esmai kapaha. Upanishad. If you prostrate saying namaha to the divine, all your desires will be vanquished. So namaha is the mantra. Nama. Namama. That is inbuilt into it, there is namama. Namaha. Right? In fact, there is an interesting commentary on this. Manaha. Manyante Tammama Ityupasita Upanishad. Later Tanmana Ityupasita, worship it as Mana, it says. But Mana has not been so popular as Nama for prostration. Why? A commentator says, Na Mama. If you start with Manaha, Ma Na. Na stands for negativity, negation. Ma stands for mind, the attitude mind. So if you say Ma first, you know there is a built-in ignorance, ajnana in us, that will not allow you to negate that mamakara. Mamakara. Ma stands for mamakara, mind. Therefore, Namaha is the most populous one. Namaha has been chosen for all prostrations. Tannama ityupasita namyante esmai kama. All desires will fall at your feet. The desires will be in your control. Once you control your desires, what else do you want? So then, Vishwabhavanaha, the thought of origin of creation. Tejasamapi tejasvi, more brilliant than the great brilliant ones. Tejasvinamaham Gita. He is Atma Chaitanyam, therefore Swatas Siddham, nothing has to light him. Jyotishamapi tadjyotihi tamasah paramuchyate. He is the light of all lights. Jyotishamapi tadjyotihi tamasah paramuchyate. Dwadashatman namastute. Dwadashatman, 12 forms, 12 aspects, 12 months, 12 rashis, 12 names. 12 months you know, 12 rashis also you know. 12 names not all know. Mitra, Ravi, Surya, Bhanu, Kaga, Pusha, Hiranyagarbha, Marichi, Aditya, Savitra, Savita, Arka, Bhaskara. 12 names. Mitra, Ravi, Surya, Bhanu, Bhaskara, Hiranyagarbha, Marichi, Aditya, Savitra, Arka, Bhaskara. Next one, number 16. So the Namaha gives the mantra value here, according to me. I mean, I am not able to go beyond that statement. Namah Purvaya Giraye Paschime Giraye Namam Jyotirgananam Pataye Dinadhipataye Namam. Purvaya Giraye, eastern mountains. Paschime Giraye, western mountains. Jyotirgananam Pataye. He is the king. He is the lord of all the nakshatras. Dinadhipataye Namaha. He is the lord of all stellar bodies. He is the lord of day and night. Namaha, for him, prostration. Jayaya, next sloka. Jayaya, Jayabhadraya, Haryashvaya Namo Namaha. So when you recite the Aditya Hridayam, you are supposed to do a prostration to these, at these slokas. When you say Namaha, 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 you make a prostration. That is a very religious way of doing, reciting Aditya Hridayam. Jayaya, Jayabhadraya, Haryashvaya Namo Namaha, Namo Namah Sahasramsho Adityaya Namo Namaha. So there is nothing else here except mentioning his name and doing the Namo Namaha. Haryashvaya. The commentator says this indicates Ramavatara. Namo Ugraya Viraya, number 18, Sloka number 18. Namo Ugraya Viraya, Sarangaya Namo Namaha. Namah Padma Prabodhaya, Martandaya Namo Namaha. Salutations to Martanda, the son of Mrukanda Maharshi, the terrible and fierce one. It's a mighty hero, Martanda, the one that travels very fast. Salutations to that one. His appearance makes the lotus bloom, Padma Prabodhaya. He is the awakener of the lotus in the heart. See, Padma Prabodhaya, his appearance makes the lotus bloom. Simple meaning. But the awakener of the lotus in the heart, in the heart. By the way, this Ugraya, Viraya, Martandaya, this indicates Nrisimha Avatara. Sarangaya. Saram means Pranavam. He preaches that. Tat Pratipadhyaya. It represents him. So Sarangaya. Padma Prabodaya. Padma is Hridayakasha. I told you already. Next shloka. Brahmeshana Achyuteshaya Surjaya Adityavarchasem Bhaswate Sarvabhakshaya Raudraya Vapushe Namaha. Brahmeshana Achyuteshaya. Brahma, Ishana is Shivan, Achyuta is Vishnu, the Lord of these three. Who is that? Definitely not the sun god, Brahman. So this applies only to absolute reality. Another vindication of the fact that we are propitiating the absolute reality. Aditya Varchase, the glow of Aditya. Adityasya antaram varcham jnanam tadrupaya. What is his inner strength? Jnana. Sarvabhakshaya. He eats up everything. He destroys everything. He consumes everything. But look at the correct thing. Vedantic meaning. Sarvam vishayajatam bhakshayati. Whatever that arises from material things, everything is material. All of that are destroyed. Raudraya Vapushe Namaha. Excuse me. Ruhu Dukkham Tanmulau Ragadveshau Tanmula Ajnanasya. Excuse me. Vidravayati iti Rudraha. So, Dukkha, unhappiness. The root of unhappiness is Ragadvesha. The root of Ragadvesha is ignorance. Excuse me. Vidravayati. He demolishes all these. So, Raudraya Vapushe. Tamognaya Himagnaya Shatrognaya Amitatmane Kritagnaya Devaya Jyotisham Pataye Namah. Shatrognaya destroys all the Shatrus, enemies. But who is the enemy? In the Adhyatmic way, in the Vedantic way, the enemy is Dehoham Bhavaha. This body, mind, intellect is me. That is the Shatru. He kills that. Taptacha Mikarabhaya Vannaye Vishwakarmane Namastamo Bhinignaya Ravaye Lokasakshane. Taptacha Mikarabhaya. He possesses luster of refined gold. He is the dispeller of ignorance. Tamo Bhinignaya. He is the architect of the universe. Vishwakarma. He uproots all ignorance. He is the witness for everything in the world. Lokasakshine. For him prostration. Nashayatyesha vaibhutam. So up to this 21, 15 to 21 have the mantra power. They have all the number. So the 22, 23, 24 is a kind of a conclusion. Nashayatyesha vaibhutam tadeva sujati prabhu payatyesha tapatyesha varshatyesha gavastivihim. He alone is the destroyer. Nasayati of all things. He is the one who brings them into existence. Tadeva sujati prabhu. We are talking of the absolute God. He protects, he nourishes, he radiates heat, he pours rains. Tapam yahamaham marsham nigrannam utsujamicha Gita. Yesha sukteshu. When you sleep, he is awake. Bhuteshu parinishthitaha. All created beings, he is planted within them. Definitely not the sun god. Antaryamitaya sthitaha. Who is the one who is immanent in all planted things? Bhuteshu parinishthitaha. Shloka number 23. So the absolute Brahman. He alone is all oblation offered to fire God. He is the fruit attained. Brahmarpanam Brahmavi Brahma. That Brahmarpanam shloka of the Gita. And the last one. Devascha kratavaschaiva kratunam palamevacham yani krityani lokeshu. Whatever you are doing in this world, they are all his. Yesha Ravi Prabhu. This Ravi is Rauti Upadishati iti Ravihi. Through the Vedas and Upanishads, he is telling us Rauti, therefore Ravihi. There are 6 more shlokas which are very elementary. The sum and substance of them is Rama absorbs the whole thing as taught by Agastya. He recites it. He meditates on it. It was that day he finally won the battle. I am not telling you the obvious benefits of this, but I will read the shlokas for you. Whoever reads this, recites this, in times of distress, in times of fear, Kirtayan Purusha Kasyan Navasidhi, he never suffers. So that is what Rama himself does, and on that day he is able to vanquish Ravana. This is the Aditya Hridaya Stotra. Let us pray to the Absolute Lord, right? Absolute Lord. Deyasada Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti Narayana Sarajavasana Sannivishta. The Savita, that sun, the center of that thing, Narayana resides. That we have to understand. There is that Narayana who resides in our Hridaya Kasha, and that is the one who is propitiated by the Aditya Hridaya Stotra. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Makhim Mahisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Lokas Samastas Sukhino Bhavantu Om Tat Sat.